everyone, this is Nida and today I'm back with another podcast on Brains Ki Baat. Now today we are going to review on Ghoul, which has released on Netflix, and I have really liked to watch the series. And today in this podcast I have Aliko with me.
Hi guys.
So yeah, we are going to review it. So before we start reviewing about Ghoul, can we give it a quick start of what it is all about?
We should be clear that it's not gonna be a review like the news channel and stuff. Like, we are just gonna have a normal discussion about how we liked it. You can understand because it's a podcast. Basically, Ghoul is like basically a demon who eats human flesh, and it turns your guilt into sin and takes over the image of the last person it conquered. So like, if I'm a Ghoul and if I like eat someone, then I'll take over his image.
Basically, you inherit the body of the other person whom you have killed, and you become that person with the inheritance of the person who has summoned the Ghoul. So for summoning a Ghoul, you have to make a symbol which is going in the video. You can see it anywhere. You have to summon the Ghoul with a symbol which have to be drawn by the person who is going to sacrifice their own soul for it. And that's all Ghoul is all about.
So yeah, enough discussion about what it is. Now let's talk about the web series. So yeah, basically I thought it would be more than like 3 hours, I guess, but it was like around 45 minutes on each episode. So it was kind of like a movie, and it was totally different than what we thought it would be. Like we thought it would be just a horror film. But it turned out to be a lot more than that. You are totally confused when the series starts, and you are always trying to find out like what's going on and what's going to be the next scene and everything. Like, the tension is always there, and it covers a lot more than the basic Bollywood or any like film, like any horror Hindi film I have seen in a long time. So basically, Ghoul is all about patriotism, how like religious bigotry and all the jingoism and hyper nationalism, like all are combined into a place. Like, it's about showing about a place which has took over like the normal. It kind of felt like India because people were talking in Hindi. So yeah, and the characters looked like they were Indians, I think. Let's not be racist right now, but
so
yeah.
Basically, even the camp where the execution, they took the prisoners and everything, like where they took Ali Saeed.
The name was Meghdoot, right?
Yeah, Meghdoot 31. So yeah, we can assume that it was India. So basically, the terrorism has taken over all over the world, and people are trying to eradicate it. And there has been a special interrogation team in the academy where Nida Rahim is going to take a part in, and she is going to be an interrogative officer. But her father is termed as an anti-nationalist because he teaches literature which is against the nation, and so yeah, he's been doubted for that reason. And Nida, for being very patriotic and very loyal to her country, gets hold of her father to the police, and then the rest of the story lies after that. And then there's the Ghoul is summoned and everything. The horror is there everywhere. So that what I loved about the movie is like, it's not actually, I'll call it a movie because it's a 2 hour 16 minutes movie, as Aliko said. So yeah, what I loved about it is the timing, firstly. Secondly, the music. It was so good, and it will always give a chill down your spines every time you spot a Ghoul or something like that. Yeah, there is a lot of horror in it because I'm a very soft-hearted person, so I have been terrified throughout, and I was always looking forward what is going to happen next. Is there something coming up or something like that? So there wasn't a single part where I would call that I was bored. Okay, so yeah, and there was also, what I found is like the typical stereotypes which we still go through in India or in any part. Like, if the person is a Muslim, then that person has to be a terrorist. And then there was this line that Radhika Apte used, that in the religion of Islam, they don't tell us to protect the children and women, but they are doing it. The people who are terrorizing people are not Muslims. So yeah, that was a very great line to hear. So yeah, we always stereotype Muslims as people who are against our country. So that was also done to Radhika as well in this story. You can check it out.
So basically, the story is about how they have found a really bad terrorist, because every terrorist is bad, but this is like the bap of all the baps. You can't find him for 5 years, and suddenly they have got him. And how Nida, played by Radhika Apte, got the opportunity because she has gave her own father into that zone, like this secret
Into-
chamber kind of thing. Basically, it's kind of like a concentration camps, basically, and we'll talk about it later. Like, we are just talking about the entire story before going into the spoilers and stuff. So yeah, that Ali Saeed has come into that center of Meghdoot, and Nida has got the chance to interrogate him, and how they found out that whether that guy is even a normal man, or whether like something else is happening to them, and if he is a ghoul or not, and why they have come there and everything like that. It's not a normal story. Like, I haven't seen anything like this in Hindi films. Like, there was one film of Anushka Sharma, Pari, which kind of dealt with something similar to this. Like, all the horror films are basically about ghosts, churels, and all those stuff, which are like being done over and over again. So this is totally new, and we would definitely recommend you to watch it. Like, the first, like, so let's, if we are talking about the series, let's just dive into the spoilers now. The first episode shown what is going on in that particular area, which we assume is India, and is India, I guess, and how like people who are religious, and especially it's happening to Muslims because that's what they're showing, and how like if you even eat beef, you have been sent into these camps, which are basically concentration camps, as you can guess, and they are being reconditioned, and they are being like treated as anti-nationalists because just they are following something else. But they actually showed like some of them are actually terrorists, and but they also has got a guy who is just was selling some tea and got involved into that. Like, people thought कि अरे ये तो मुस्लिम है, ये भी terrorist ही होगा, इसको ले चलते हैं. So this is what they are showing, like how people think of Muslims as like अगर वो मुस्लिम हुआ तो वो terrorist है. तो इसके बारे में like they are dealing with everything. So this is like very
realistic kind of a thing.
very realistic
Kind of a thing, because if you are a Muslim, you are a terrorist. Like in My Name is Khan, Shah Rukh Khan told that my name is Khan, I'm not a terrorist. Like, every time whenever you are a Muslim, you have to prove that you're not a terrorist. Like, when Nida was taken to Meghdoot 31, one of her colleagues or senior, Lakshmi Das, she also like doubted her that she's like Al Saeed's ally, since she's also a Muslim, and Al Saeed was one of the most wanted criminals or a terrorist which everybody wanted, who turns into a ghoul later on, and we find that Al Saeed was not Al Saeed. Spoiler alert, he was actually a ghoul. He was not a human, he's actually a ghoul. And who summoned the ghoul, we will come back to that later on. But yeah, they have been stereotyped. Nida has been stereotyped, and her father, whom they're supposed to be that he's a terrorist, he's actually not a terrorist. He's just an old man who is like deep down drowned into his religious scriptures and everything, which was really disheartening. And that's actually the real situation. That's actually the real scenario in our country. Be it in our country, be it outside our country, that's the real scenario. What do you say about it?
Yeah, like we have seen this again and again when churches had not allowed you to like say something which is not there in the books. So here we are seeing something similar to it. Like, you are not allowed to go against the country and do anything. Like, basically Nidha's father was teaching some students about how the country might be going into a wrong decision, and was asking questions. So Nida thought ki yaar he is going out of control, and she sent him to that camp. But later she realized that it was a mistake. And so like let's just talk about like what exactly happened. So basically we found out that Ghoul was summoned by her father, which was kind of a cool twist and in the story. And he wanted, basically Nidha's father wanted like Nidha to understand that what she did was terribly wrong, and you should always question when something like this is happening, because you are not being treated like it's a rehab. You have been treated like you are a terrorist and you can't be fixed. So you have been sent, like, killed
you have
there.
Been executed. That's
they are
point.
Killing them. So basically that's the thing, and we find out a lot more stuff about how like Ghoul transferred into a body of that Ali Saeed and came into the camp to like find, and also Nidha was called because Saeed wanted her to be there. So yeah, that's kind of cool. And also like we won't talk about much here because we are also making a video where we talk about like all the respective episodes. So we'll talk a lot more about the scenes and stuff there. So we are just doing a review, basically a discussion about how the entire series is all about. And basically you can watch it definitely, What do you think about the ending though?
I love the ending. When in the ending, should I tell it what I saw in the ending? So
Yeah, we have already
yeah, exactly.
been-
So in the end, what we find that Radhika is actually being imprisoned due to some reasons, and what reasons you will get it in this, in the story as if you watch it, because unless you watch it, if I tell you right now, you won't enjoy it. So yeah, in the end, what we see is like Radhika is summoning the ghoul, and she's turning into the ghoul. And at that point of time, I was watching it at my play home only. So at that point of time, I was like,
I
I
think
should put up a CD at that point of time.
No, actually,
It was really amazing the way it ended.
I will say that it's nothing like there are a lot of twists and stuff, but there are some, and the horror factor is all definitely there. It's really like dark, and let's talk about like the beautiful cinematography, like claustrophobic
terrific.
scenes and stuff. Actually, the situation and the way they have shot is much more horrific than the actual TV, like the show basically.
And the sound effects were perfect.
Basically, it's been produced by Blumhouse, right? They have produced like Insidious, Get Out, and so like they are really and Paranormal Activity. So they are kind of good with this stuff,
Yeah.
even if the stories are not great. But Get Out was awesome. So you should watch that as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, like Patrick Graham has done a wonderful job. He has wrote the screenplay for Trapped, so that was even good. So yeah, like the ending where you kind of get confused, like they were actually the goal kind of attacked Radhika, and you can't imagine, like there was a confusion, like who's the real one, who's the fake one. So it was going
I
kind of
was really confused about it.
and like the way they have shot is really cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, so basically it's not going to like make you think a lot, but it's definitely like when you are watching it, you will be like excited to see it. So
Yeah.
basically it's a
And also scared.
yeah, you get scared
Yeah.
a lot, and if you'll get scared if you are like a
Faint-hearted person.
Right.
And also I have this doubt, Aleko, that is in the end Nida Rahim shoots Sunil Rakuna in the end. So I just really want to know that was he a ghoul or was he a human? Like she said that you make Rakshaso. In the Rakshas in the sense that he killed
Yeah.
his father, or
Yeah.
is he a ghoul?
that's again a two-way street. You can think anything basically, but I think he was just a human being, because I doubt like if you are a ghoul, you'll kind of allow it to kill you. But again, like the ghoul came here to like make Radhika believe and understand that she was doing wrong. So definitely, it's a great way to end the story actually. So I really love that ending, and it was kind of a cool thing to see. And the way they have shot is brilliant as usual. Like the entire series, you won't be bored at all. So yeah, let's just go into a rating. You'll definitely go ahead and watch it. Like it's a wonderful series. It's Friday, and Saturday is the holiday. So it's not holiday, but yeah, you can
Binge watch it
Yeah,
in these
binge
two
watch it.
holidays. So how much are you going to rate this?
I mean, I like the show, to be honest. It's nothing like too amazing, but 7.5,
Why?
because I love the idea. Like it's not like it's definitely different from the horror films I watched, but it's nothing like perfect. It's not perfect. Like like you are not getting a feeling like you kind of understand like what's going to happen. Like I have kind of said with us that now Radhika will become a ghoul, like she will summon the ghoul and stuff like that, and I kind of told her a lot of things while watching it.
Yeah, so he told me a lot of things while watching it. Like he was the first person saying that Radhika is going to turn into a ghoul. So yeah, and I'll give it an 8 because I thought that it will be much more longer, like Sacred Games. It was 6. There were 7 episodes, and I at least thought there will be 6 to 8 episodes for this ghoul thing, and there were only 3, and so I was a bit dissatisfied. I'll give it an 8. So yeah.
Basically, I think like it would have been shorter than this, then it would have been like even greater, because they kind of in some places they were kind of searching for that moment ki, like ab kya kare. It would have been tighter, I think. Like even like I read somewhere that it was shot as a film, but then Netflix bought it, so they won't allow, like they rarely make those one film wala thing. they did with Hereditary was a Netflix film, right?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
Veronica or something like that.
Yeah.
And Ritual. There were some films like that, but mostly they tend to like cut films into 3 pieces and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely go ahead and watch it. We'll make some videos about like in-depth videos. I hope it will be. So yeah, that's it, guys. Like, share, comment, tell us what you think about the show. And we have made a lot of videos about other shows like Secret Games, the Amity Family, Comic Stan, and stuff like that.
And also we are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Telegram. So the links in the description below. Go and check it out and follow us up. Show us some love. And also
Also, bye.